With the regular season coming to a close next week, we are starting to see the real World Series contenders separate themselves from the rest. And with the postseason right around the corner, today I want to look at my top 5 World Series contenders. Now obviously I'm going to be ranking these in order, and it was a tough list to make. I was back and forth on a couple different spots here, so let me know your list in the comments down below. So with that in mind, let's get right into the rankings. Getting things started off at number 5, I have the New York Yankees. The Yankees in the first half looked like they were the clear World Series favorites as they were running away with the best record in baseball. That was until they had a 2-month stretch where they didn't look like the same team. But looking at the Yankees right now, they look to be back on track and at full strength heading into the postseason. Right now, the Yankees sit at 93-58, and it looks like they're going to clinch the AL East in the next few days. They're a powerhouse offensively as they have a .754 team OPS, which ranks 4th in all of baseball, and they have 241 home runs, which ranks 1st. This is in large part to Aaron Judge, who is having an MVP caliber season as he has 60 home runs on the year and he's in the running for the Triple Crown. And not only do they have Aaron Judge, but they also have some productive bats in Anthony Rizzo, Gleyber Torres, and Giancarlo Stanton. And they also have a good pitching staff as they have a 3.38 team ERA, which ranks 3rd in all of baseball, and they have a 3.09 bullpen ERA, which also ranks 3rd. They have had some hiccups here and there, but I have confidence in their starting rotation led by Garrett Cole and their bullpen led by Clay Holmes. The Yankees are a legitimate World Series contender, and I have them coming in at number 5. Moving on to number 4 on the list, I have the New York Mets. With all the big acquisitions the Mets made this offseason, they were expected to be very good. And so far they have been exactly that, as they sit at 96-57 and are coming close to clinching the National League East. Their offense, while not as good as some of the other teams we have on this list today, is still above average as they have a .740 team OPS, which is tied for 7th in all of baseball, and they have 158 home runs, which ranks 16th. Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor have had great seasons up to this point, and I have confidence that they're going to show up in the postseason. And we can't ignore some of their other important offensive bats in Jeff McNeil, Starling Marte, Brandon Nimmo, and Mark Canha. Now their pitching is also very good as they have a 3.56 team ERA, which ranks 8th in all of baseball, and a 3.64 bullpen ERA, which ranks 10th. In my eyes, the Mets definitely have the best 1-2 punch in all of baseball in Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom, and no team is going to want to see them in the postseason. And we can't sleep on Chris Bassett, Carlos Carrasco, and Taijuan Walker, who are also most likely going to give them good solid postseason innings. Now their bullpen is led by the best closer in baseball this year in Edwin Diaz. This team is built to compete. They are just a complete team, and I would not be surprised at all if they did end up in the World Series. Getting on to number 3 on the list, I have the Atlanta Braves. Now I may get some pushback with this one because I have them ranked above the Mets, and it's not so much that I don't like the Mets as much as I love the Braves. The Braves are obviously coming off a World Series championship in 2021, and I would not be surprised at all if they did end up repeating. Right now they sit at 94-58, and they're a couple games back of the Mets for the NL East lead. Now offensively, this team is a juggernaut. They have a .760 team OPS, which ranks 2nd in all of baseball, and 226 home runs, which also ranks 2nd. There is really no holes in this lineup as they have players like Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Dansby Swanson, Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna Jr., Travis d'Arnaud, Vaughn Grissom, and William Contreras. And they also have Ozzie Albies, who's one of their best offensive players when healthy, who could return this postseason. And their pitching isn't too far behind as they have a 3.46 team ERA, which ranks 5th in all of baseball, and a 3.09 bullpen ERA, which ranks 3rd. Max Fried and Kyle Wright are one of the best 1-2 punches in all of baseball, and they also have Spencer Strider, who may very well win the Rookie of the Year award. Now I am worried a little bit about their bullpen because of Kenley Jansen's inconsistency this year, but that's also why I'm so big on the Raisel Iglesias pickup. But with the postseason experience from last year that this team possesses, I'm so big on them, and I really do think they are a top 3 World Series contender this year. Now moving on to number 2 on the list, I have the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now this one is definitely a surprise because they're the best team in baseball by 5 games. And again, it's not so much that I don't like the Dodgers, it's just that I like the team I have ranked above them so much. The Dodgers offensively are one of the league's best as they have a .784 team OPS, which ranks 1st in all of baseball, and 205 home runs, which ranks 4th. They have a 3-headed monster in their lineup in Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman. This may very well be the best trio in all of baseball. They've all been playing up to par, and they're all, in my eyes, MVP candidates. As for their pitching, they have a 2.85 team ERA, which ranks first in baseball, and a 2.99 bullpen ERA, which ranks second. This starting rotation is very talented, and it's led by Julio Urias, who I think at this point has earned the title of the ace of this rotation. They also have Clayton Kershaw, Tyler Anderson, and Tony Gonsolin pitching at very high levels. But similar to the Braves, their bullpen does worry me a little bit. Craig Kimbrell was just removed from the closer role, and it looks like the Dodgers are going to be going by a committee going forward. And for a team as good as the Dodgers, you definitely like to have a closer who is set in stone, who you have confidence in to close out games. But the Dodgers are so good and so talented all around that they may not even have to worry about many games where it's close in the ninth inning. The Dodgers are an amazing team top to bottom, and I think they should be the National League favorites. Now getting on to the number 1 spot, I have the Houston Astros. I have been big on Houston all year long, and it's simply because they don't have any weaknesses. Offensively, they have a 740 team OPS, which is tied for 7th in baseball, and 202 home runs, which ranks 5th. Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, and Jose Altuve are leading the way offensively, and with the postseason experience they have in the past, I have no doubts that they're going to show up. As for their pitching, it's even better than their hitting, as they have a 2.94 team ERA, which ranks 2nd, and a 2.78 bullpen ERA, which ranks 1st. If I had to choose one pitcher in baseball right now to start a win-or-go-home game, it would be Justin Verlander. He is most likely going to be named the American League Cy Young this year, and put that together with the postseason dominance he's displayed in the past, I have no doubts he's going to show up as well. And outside of Verlander, they have 5 other legitimate starting options in Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, Luis Garcia, Jose Urquidy, and Lance McCullers. Now for their bullpen, they have Ryan Presley closing out games, who I have confidence in. He has an ERA a touch above 3 and 31 saves on the year. And they have many other reliable arms in this bullpen, so I don't think they're going to have any issues holding on to a lead this postseason. The Astros are the epitome of a World Series contender, and I have them coming in at number 1. Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching and continuing to support, and I'll see you next time.